Today we are in Kajiado County, a county that we did a disaster response last year around July for the same drought that we are seeing the impact of. Part of the reason that we need to look at how we are responding and the future of disaster response is that, in line with the Sendai framework, we want to now move the process of disaster response to disaster risk reduction, where we help families like this build up their own capacity, build up their own resilience for their animals and also for the animal infrastructure, so that they can withstand consequent and subsequent droughts that happen now nearly every year in this part of the world. The Sendai framework, for which Kenya is a signatory, focuses on reducing disaster risk for communities so that they are better prepared when the next disaster, whether it be a drought, a flood, a disease, occurs. Now, the challenges with disaster risk reduction in this part of the world is that we are tackling the vagaries of climate change, with the seasons of rain being more unpredictable, and when they come, they are intense, and when they go, we have longer dry seasons. Households have to think about how they're going to plan to protect their animals from the next drought that's coming or the next flood. What are we saying, and what does this mean for the normal household? It means looking at the breeds that they are keeping. It means looking at how they're managing their ecosystems. It means looking at the capacity of their ecosystems to hold animals for a certain period of time. It means looking at water harvesting, growing hay, keeping silage. And that means we have to work together with our farmers, our animal owners, our pastoralists, to better be able to handle their animals in situ or where they live, because they can no longer afford to be traveling the long distances to take care of their animals. In fact, they are losing a lot of animals to death and disease as they travel back and forth in search of hay, grass, and water. The Sendai framework for disaster risk reduction looks at reducing risk at 3 levels: the animal level or the farm level, the sub-county and government level, the national level, and the regional or continental and global level. Here we are at the farm level, where animals are owned by small holders or by pastoralists. And this is where most of the actions to protect animals can happen, because those who bear the greatest responsibility need to take care of the animals the most, and that is animal owners and the government. So what can animal owners like these ones behind do? Yes, when there's a drought, they will try to protect as many animals as they can from dying and from disease. But it's a losing battle for them, because as we are learning today, they are losing up to 30 to 40% of their herd every other year to drought alone. And when the rains come, they come very heavy and bring with them a high caseload of disease. So what can farmers do when they are challenged in terms of their own finances and their ability to bounce back? They can look at their herds, they can look at their environments and see if they can improve these. We in World Animal Protection are working with farmers and with local governments to increase the land under pasture, so that farmers have hay that they can use during the dry season. Behind me, we see cows eating hay. And pasture and hay, water harvesting and water storage are one of the most effective ways of helping animals survive long drought periods. Last year in July, we intervened in this same area where we supplied about 400 households with grass for about 25,000 animals. We gave them hay, like you're seeing behind, and also salts, and treated them for diseases that usually affects them during the drought. Today we are visiting one of those households, and she has told us some good stories about how that intervention helped save her animals for 2 weeks. But after that, she still is very challenged because the drought has continued and she has lost animals, and we want to look at continuing to help farmers and pastoralists like this to protect the animals during drought. Not only that, we also want to help pastoralists to protect for themselves their own animals by growing hay and harvesting water.
My name is Gideon Parsanga, Assistant Chief Oloililai Sublocation, Bisil Division, Kajiado Sub-County, Kajiado County. Right now we are in Mokotan village. The drought on 2016 was just the same like this one, because animals were moved just the way they are now. So, and they died a lot. The challenges that the county government is experiencing is the spread of diseases due to movement of animals. And again, we are losing a lot of animals because of being emaciated due to lack of enough food, and that is caused by walking long distances. The problems that that is being faced by the animals is affecting families because most of the households are depending on these animals for food. This is part of their business, so you might even find that there is no money, there is no food, children don't go to school. As a county government, we are trying to at least give some animal feeds to the families. And again, we are trying to teach them on how to help or to protect their animals by doing some fencing and paddocking and all that. In Kajiado County, we do not have animal disaster plans, but we have what we call drought management plans. Drought management plans covers only feeds, water, and treatment for animals. However, we need animal disaster plans so that it can cover so many issues, including animals' welfare.